lesson today is going to continue on with comparing and contrasting. We have been studying American culture, and we have been comparing and contrasting the Native American cultural tribes. So the different ways that the tribes live with their cultural elements, such as the arts, daily life, their jobs, their languages, their locations, and so on. Today, I am going to ask you to compare your life to the life of children in the Miami tribe. So we're going to learn about what it's like to be a Miami child in a Native American tribe. And we are going to see how our life is the same and our life is different than theirs. To get us started, before we do that, I'd like to play a warm-up game with compare and contrast. So first, we are going to watch a vocabulary on compare and contrast, and then we are going to play a vocabulary game to get ourselves aware of the vocabulary words that we will need for today's lesson, okay? All right, without further ado, here is your vocabulary for compare and contrast. Share that sound.
Vocabulary. We're comparing and contrasting. Let's get it. Everybody's doing it. In fact, we do it all the time. We compare and contrast when we're in the store, deciding what cereal to buy. We compare and contrast when we pick up what movie to see, or what player we want for our fantasy football league. I'll break it down for you. Check. Comparing and contrasting, get with it. That's when you think how things are similar and different. When I compare things, I talk about how they're the same. When I contrast, it's the differences that I name. I analyze how they're similar and different. I look at them close, yeah, I get specific. I compare and contrast 2 books, 3 foods, 2 unicorn dudes named Hofi and Stu. Yeah, that's how we do. But what's even wiser, before I write, I'ma use a graphic organizer, a Venn diagram. Yeah, I'll show you that. I just draw 2 circles that overlap. In the middle, I'll write whatever's the same, just list the differences in the other spaces. With 3 things to compare, what should I do then? I could add a 3rd circle, so then let's get it in. I compare when I say how things are similar, like doll houses and ponies, both miniature. I contrast when I say how things are different, give examples and get specific. You get it? I compare when I say how things are similar or the same. Yeah, I bet that sounds so familiar. I contrast when I say how things are different, give examples and get specific. You get it? Okay, I have to write an essay. Here's the prompt. Would you rather be a wolf or a domesticated dog? Domesticated dog is like a pet. I'ma compare and contrast. That'll help me pick. I use transition words to help my readers know that I'm comparing and contrasting. Here we go. First, I'll compare how they're the same. Both have fur coats for the wind, snow, and rain. Domesticated dogs love to play together. Similarly, wolf puppies will play in any weather. Pet dogs have paws, wolves do as well. Likewise, they both will eat meat. Can you tell? To see how they're different, let's contrast. Most wolves have longer teeth, and that's a fact. If a wolf gets sick, there's no medicine. In contrast, pets go to the vet, they let them in. Domesticated dogs don't worry about food. They get fed in a bowl. I bet they love it too. Unlike a wolf, which has to hunt, and if it can't find much food, they go hungry for months. A wolf can run free, do anything it pleases, while domesticated doggies are tied up with leashes. So while I might like to be a pet dog for a while, I want to be free. That's the call of the wild. I'm a wolf. I compare when I say how things are similar, like doll houses and ponies, both miniature. I contrast when I say how things are different, give examples and get specific. You get it? I compare when I say how things are similar or the same. Yeah, I bet that sounds so familiar. I contrast when I say how things are different, give examples and get specific. You get it?
All right. In order to play our vocabulary game today, you are going to need 3 fingers. You're going to need to be able to show me a 1, a 2, or a 3. I am going to click on the answer that I see the most represented on the camera by showing a 1, a 2, or a 3. So here is how this will work. I am going to put a number by the answer choices that you have, and you will hold up a 1 or a 2 or a 3 for the correct answer. So here's an example. I will draw 1, 2, and 3. Drag the right word to its definition. Very much the same as something. So if something is the same as something else, do we call that 1, similar, 2, different, or 3, specific? If something is the same as something else, what do we call that? Show me on your cameras, 1, 2, or 3. Nice, we got that one quick. Similar. Excellent. All right, let's take a look here. A blank is useful tool when writing about how two things are alike and how they are different. Is a Venn diagram a useful tool? Is a transition word a useful tool? Or is a specific useful tool? What do we use when we are writing about how things are the same and how they are different? Show me on your cameras. I am seeing mostly ones. Let's see if a Venn diagram is a useful tool when writing about how two things are alike and different. Great job, we got the drums. Drag the right word to its definition. Not the same as another thing, unlike. If something is not the same, is it compare? Is it specific? Or is it different? If it is not the same. Y'all are so quick on this one. Different is correct. Different means not the same. Let's take a look here. My sister pointed to a blank spot on the map and asked me to meet her on that exact corner later today. My sister pointed to a compare spot on the map. My sister pointed to a specific spot on the map. Or my sister pointed to a contrast spot on the map and asked me to meet her there later. Well, good gravy, kiddos. There's no fooling you. A specific spot is correct. Specific means exact location, exact detail, specific. Great. We got that marimba now. Drag the right word to its definition. To explain how something is similar to something else. If you are going to say how something is similar or the same, are you transition? Are you compare? Or are you contrasting those items? Saying how they are the same. You got to transition them, to compare them, or to contrast them. Looking at it, we are split down the middle on this one. Okay, I am seeing compare and contrast. Compare is the correct word. When we compare things, that's how we know they are the same. That's how we're looking at these similarities. All right. Her eyes are two blank colors. One is brown and the other is green. Her eyes are two transition colors. Her eyes are two similar colors. Or her eyes are two different colors. One is brown and one is green. Let's see with those fingers. Tim, what you think? Is there 1, 2, or 3? All right, he's showing me the low finger. Different is correct. If one is brown and one is green, we call that different. They are not the same. Excellent. Got that, Tom now. Oh, drag the word, or drag over the word that goes best with the image. We have the words similarly, meanwhile, however, finally, next, and furthermore. Are these specific? Are these transition words? Or are these different? What do we call these? This one's kind of tricky. I'm seeing 2s and 3s. These are different words, but we call these transition words. It shows us that we're getting ready to give another piece of information. All right, that guitar is coming in next. The horses looked blank to each other. They had the same white markings on their forehead. If they had the same white markings, did they look different? Did they look similar? Or did they look specific? Jargon, creative noun, give them the peace sign, huh? That's right. If they had the same white markings, they are similar. Nice. Drag over the word that goes best with the image. Look at this picture. What is this? Is this a Venn diagram? Is this a transition word? Or is it similar? Very good. This is a Venn diagram. Got it. Drag the missing word in place. My teacher asked me to use more blank, like similarly. We just learned about that. However, in my writing, to show the relationship between my ideas. Did your teacher ask you to use more Venn diagrams, more transition words, or more specific? Think about what these are. I'm seeing peace signs. That is correct. These are transition words. We learned that on that slide a few minutes ago. All right, 4 more. To explain how something is different from something else. If something is different, are we explaining by contrast, by transition, by compare? When things are different from each other. Wow, we are all over the place. This one is called contrast. Remember earlier, compare is the same. Contrast is when things are different. We are contrasting. Janine was asked to blank the twin girls. She began explaining all of the things they had in common. Common means the same. So was Janine asked to be specific twin girls? Was she asked to contrast twin girls? Was she asked to compare the twin girls to show what they had in common? Good. We're learning now. Compare. Compare does mean they have things in common. Excellent. 2 more. Drag the right word that means the same thing. Precise or definite. If something is precise or definite, is it compare? Is it different? Or is it specific? You're thinking, I see your brains. Yes, it is specific. Something is precise or definite, that means it's exact. Last one. Her art teacher told her to blank the 2 photographs, which made her realize how different the animals looked in each image. Find the differences. So did her teacher ask her to transition the 2 photographs, specific 2 photographs, or to contrast 2 photographs? We were so unsure of that word at the beginning, and now we got it. Contrast is correct. It's showing jam break. Come on, Terrence, there's a smooth pass for you. There's a smooth pass for you, Terrence. I know you know that. It kind of sounds like it, yeah. We're probably going to compare and contrast the movies, but then we wouldn't have that dance. Oh, yeah, Lemon, okay. Woo! All right. Cut. All right, kiddos, let's come back together. Great job warming up on that vocabulary. I want us to talk together about your assignment for today, where you are going to compare and contrast the differences and similarities between your life and children in the Miami tribe. So on Seesaw, you have an activity which has been released to you. It is called Compare Your Life to Miami Children. Go ahead and open up that activity in your background right now. Compare your life to Miami children. Go ahead and open that up. All right. we are going to read the paragraph about Miami children. You are going to write differences and similarities between you and Miami children. Now, these directions were kind of goofy, and we didn't tell you exactly how many I want you to have, so I'm going to ask you to put some specific numbers. So on slide 1, this is the paragraph that you are going to read, okay? Go ahead and go to slide 2. On slide 2, you have a comparing and contrasting chart, which works similarly to the Venn diagrams that we've been talking about. You will notice on this side, it says my name. Go ahead and put your name there, because you're going to compare your life with the children from the Miami tribe. So put your name up there, not my name, your name. Put your name up top here. So this is where you are going to write things that are different about your life from the Miami tribe. In the center is where you will write similarities. So these are how your life is the same as children in the Miami tribe. And over here where it says Miami children, this is where you will write things that are different and only true about the Miami children, okay? If you forget what I'm saying, you have these directions right here.
What makes you different from the Miami children? And what makes the Miami children different from you? And what are some of the things that are the same between both of you?
Okay. I'm going to ask you to get your drawing tool. Oops, I grabbed the wrong drawing tool. I would like for you to find 2 ways that you are different from the Miami children. When you are finding ways that you are different from the Miami children, you are going to use the text as that evidence. So you're not going to say something like, my name is Sin-Q and their name isn't. That's not in the text, okay? So you're going to read the text and find something and be like, oh, that's different from my life based on the text. And we'll look at that example in a moment. I'd like you to find 2 ways that you are the same from the text. So 2 similarities from the text as well. And I'd like for you to find 2 ways that the Miami children are different. And again, those differences are going to come from the text. We're not going to say things like, I have a pet dog at home and they don't, because the text doesn't talk about pet dogs. Okay, so you're going to use the text as evidence for your answers. All right, are there questions about that before we look at an example? Levin?
Easy one, can I tell everybody to give them a jump start?
Levin, you're choppy. You're really choppy. Can you type it in the chat for me and then I can speak it? Yeah, type that in the chat and then I will answer that question out loud there.
I have a jump.
Yep, I can't hear you, kiddo. Type that in the chat for me. Seems like an internet issue. All right, so let's take a look at slide 1. Children in history. Go ahead and follow along with me as we read this together. As we read, I want you to think about ways that this is the same as your life and ways this is different from your life, okay? Miami children. Miami children grew up doing many of the same things children do today. They played and did chores. From an early age, they were taught to follow the laws and customs of their tribes. Fathers taught sons and mothers taught daughters. Boys played sports that involved running, swimming, and jumping. They learned how to use bows and arrows. These activities helped them grow strong and develop their skills as hunters and warriors. Girls played house by following what their mothers did. They had dolls made from corn husks. So you are finding ways that you are similar and different, okay? I'm going to send you into a breakout room for 2 minutes, and I want you to talk about how your life is the same and how your life is different from these children in the Miami tribe. So based on the text, how is your life different? How is your life the same? Okay, let me set up these rooms and then you will go have those conversations. Your assignment today is to take the text and to take some of your discussion points today and tell how you are the same and how you are different from the Miami children. I've shown you a couple examples about my life here. So a way that was different as a child is that I like to play sports even though I'm a girl. The text told us that only boys played sports. So that's different for me. I put that we were both taught how to follow the law when we were young. My mom and dad taught me about the law: wear your seatbelt, make sure you stop at red lights, make sure you are, I don't know, what other laws? There's so many laws that we've learned. Make sure that you treat other people with respect and their body and you don't cause harm. Make sure you don't vandalize property. All of these things I was taught, and it says they were taught as well. I put the way the Miami children were different. Their dolls were made from corn husks. My dolls, when I was younger, were made from plastic and cotton. So that's a difference that we had. Okay. So you're going to find ways that your life is different, ways that their life is different, and things that you have in common. Okay. So you're going to use this text to complete that 2, 2, and 2. All right. Questions about that assignment expectation? Questions about what you are going to do? Terrence.
And when I already found that corn husk, that's the only one I found. And I didn't see yours at first.
Okay, that's fine. You're going to be able to find some more as you read and think as well. Beautiful. Okay, awesome. So this is your assignment on Seesaw that you will complete during your work time.